リーパーオンライン。
Some of these dads need to get neutered with maximum precision, especially after they have kids and they get a little bit older, because it seems like their decision making just deteriorates over time and it leads for stuff like this, man. Let's get directly into it.
All right, let's talk about how my 48-year-old dad has a 2-year-old by my 24-year-old middle school friend. We'll call her quote unquote friend. So let's start from the very beginning. I'm going to call her...
I mean, she really could have just stopped right there. She ain't even got to start from the beginning. That's just weird. Any dad that has a daughter that's seen her friend in middle school that still decides to crash on that, even when they're grown, it's still weird in my opinion, and the Big Reaper got to call that out.
Her name, Candy. So me, Candy, and then the other girl, Genesis, we're going to say that that's her name too. That's her dancer name. So start from the beginning. We all meet in middle school.
How much you want to bet that Candy start with a K? I know dancer names. Don't ask me how I know. I bet you that Candy start with a K. I put everything on the line that Candy don't start with a C.
Big Steve's, yada, yada, yada. Me and Candy was never really like friends like that. It was more so like she got pregnant at 16 because she knew how to pop her pussy as soon as she popped her pussy. So she got pregnant at 16 and made me her...
Hey, don't say nothing about her baby daddy that she had when she was 16 or this is going to turn into an investigation, my baby. This whole thing sounding sus. What's going on?
Godmom, which love that. I basically claimed the title. Love kids was my first experience with a baby. Boom. So anytime she would go dancing, which was straight out of high school, 2019, which is the same year that my dad got out of jail. He went in when I was 7 and he...
And I ain't gonna lie, 2019, the strip clubs was recruiting like the NBA. I ain't gonna hold you. 2019 was the golden year for strippers, man. A lot of girls ain't had no bread. 2019, hey, you feel me?
Got out when I was 19. So
don't ask me how I know.
We're fast forwarding from the middle school era. Now she's a dancer. Boom. Her first night dancing. My dad's there. So she calls me and she's like, hey, I think that your dad is at the club that I'm working at. He's asking people like, do they know you? And I was like, yeah, I know who that is.
That's red flag number one. She should call you. She should be calling you and saying, hey, your dad here, that's weird. But the curiosity factor, the fact that it sounds kind of like, see, now is that your dad? Like, oh, okay, I thought I saw him. It sounds like that bitch trying to set something up low key. You know these strippers, they got morals.
Then she's like, well, don't tell, at the end of the call, she's like, well, don't tell him that.
I take that back. Strippers do have morals, but when it comes to that bag, they turn into a different beast. They could be a nice person outside the bag, but when it comes to keying in on that bag, if they see a vulnerable nigga, they are going to take it, and that's their job.
I called you. And at first I was like, that's weird, but then I'm like, okay, whatever. She's nervous. It's her first night. Okay, boom. So then it comes out a couple months later, like, my dad, he's a Virgo, and if you know, you know. Virgos are very vindictive, and they love...
No, don't start that shit. Let's get on your freaky ass daddy. I don't want to hear nothing about no spirituality signs, none of that shit. Let's get to the nitty gritty, because this shit right here, if what you saying is true, it's fucked up, especially if you knew that was your friend in middle school. That's disgusting.
Tell their business, like, to be funny. So he's like, well, we all go out together. My sister's in the back seat, and he's like, well, your friend's the one who's sucking dick in private rooms.
Yo.
So me being me, I'm like, my bitch would never da. Why is my bitch never ring? So
you got to use your deductive capabilities at this point. Why are you talking about my friend in this context? And how did you know that she had a glizzy in her mouth? Was it yours? Was it? See, this is what I'm saying. Dads will let you know if they some freaky ass frogs. And I'm going to let you know because I got one. Your dad a freaky ass frog, my nigga. I bet you that was him getting slopped up trying to put that on someone else to gauge your reaction. Nigga, not shit.
So then I call her and I'm like, I can call her right now. And he was like, she's out of town, which she was.
How you know?
All right, now I'm starting to lose hope on the bitch. So
you're still not investigating? You're not investigating anything? How does your dad know that she's out of town? You haven't questioned yet?
Then it comes out, we're questioning. I'm like, me and my siblings got a little group chat. We talking about it. And they like, you should just ask her, like, is she messing with our dad? So and then I asked the bitch, like, so are you...
Oh, so she got siblings too. And this is what I mean by dads, because when it comes to dads, their fertility goes a lot longer than moms do. So they can have kids. Like, I've seen guys that are dads that have kids at 55. I'm like, nigga, put your cock away. Get fucking neutered. This is out of pocket. You're not even gonna fucking live to see your kid be 25, my nigga. You're gonna be a raisin by then. Put your cock away.
You messing
Holy
with this
fuck.
nigga? Like, and we have a whole falling out. Like, she was like, you're weird as fuck for even accusing me of trying to fuck on your dad and trying to be with him. And I'm like, first of all, my siblings is the one who's really like at question. That
Okay? Don't get mad at me because you sucking and fucking and we finding out. You damn right, sister. I'm with you.
him. But my question was more so, was you sucking dick in the private rooms? That was my question. So then she's like, that's weird. He paid me.
Is that a trick question? Yes, if you go to the strip, they sucking dick in the private rooms. That's their main motherfucking money maker. If you knew how much they was getting per BJ, nigga, you would
Get
see.
off stage, and that was
Shit.
it. And so then I call him, and he's like, well, just call her. I'll add her to the call right now. I said, well, how'd you get her number?
Uh-huh.
And he...
Oh, now you investigating. You should have investigated when that nigga said she was sucking cock and out of town. How you know those two factors?
The question. So then let's fast forward again. And I know this is a lot of like little fast forwards, but it all makes sense. So fast forward again.
All my dads out there, and don't mean to keep pausing, all my dads out there, answer me a question in the comment section. Would you date one of your daughter's friends? And it doesn't matter if you never seen. If you knew that was your daughter's friend, would you date her? Do you find it weird? I just want to see where y'all are at on that.
Like, she stopped talking to me for maybe like 4 months or so. So we link up, and this is our first little time like talking since like us not like our little falling out or whatever. And we go to the pool, and I'm like, okay, girl, you gaining a little weight, like, period, like, with a little 100-pound self. So
what was the original fallout for? Was the original fallout for the thing with the dad, or just the fact that she was sucking dick doing her job? I mean, I hope y'all didn't break up as friends or stop being friends because she was sucking cock in the back of the street. I mean, that's what fucking happens.
Then I'm like, all right, we talking and lollygagging, whatever. And she's just like, yeah, I just thought it was like, it is what it is. I just thought it was a little weird that you accused me of trying to be with your dad, da da da. I'm like, I mean, I didn't accuse you. It was kind of just like put out there. So
Yeah.
I asked you about it, like, period.
You started it. You ain't have to call. You called her and said, is this your dad? If you really didn't want her to be on you at all, you wouldn't have said a motherfucking word. You should have zipped your mouth. But you started talking and shit. And you started yapping. You let her know. You put it on her radar. I want to hear it. Oh yeah, and Dad, you weird as fuck too. We ain't got on you yet. I'm still waiting on this story. Don't worry, we got you.
It comes up again as soon as I tell my siblings, like, oh yeah, me and her is cool again. Like, they're like, girl, like, what is wrong with you? Like, she was messing with our dad. And I'm like, I don't think that it was that deep. I feel like she'll do anything for $1. Like, that's how Aquariuses are. They're willing to pop their coochie for anybody. So, like,
I mean, replace Aquarius with stripper and you got it, my baby. That is not Aquarius. That shit is stripper. Put them signs down and let's attribute that to the right parties. I mean, I'm not all into that astrological shit, but I can assure you with confidence that you're speaking of strippers, not Aquarius.
I know how my friend is, so I just chalked it up to, like, that's just how she is. Like, she just wants money, and he's
What about your
willing
dad?
to manipulate
What about your
anybody.
dad?
So he was like, yeah, this is something that I won't have to tell Aisha, so keep it between us for $1. So, and I know that that's the type of nigga that he is. If you know Virgos, then you know. So then come fast.
So I'm assuming that her dad is just such a piece of shit and she's so used to it that challenging him on this or getting on him on this is not even worth it. That's what I'm drawing for this, because she's not really getting on him and she's getting on a friend for fucking him, but she's your age. Your dad has you, who is her age. Why are you fucking a girl that's your daughter's age? You know, if I go up to an older woman and I try to shoot my shot at a cougar, a lot of cougars will say, I have a son your age, because they don't feel comfortable fucking a guy their son's age. So I'm not understanding where her dad is with that. You know, that's a freaky ass nigga.
Another falling out, because now my siblings are like not letting it go again. Da 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 da. So I call her probably like 4 or 5 months later, and I'm like, look, like, I'm going on a little vacation. Like, my dad, he's taking us all on a trip for his birthday in September. And I want to, like, I don't go without my friends because I don't really fuck with my siblings.
This girl gotta have the IQ of like -1 or some shit. Like there's no way that you just saw that these two have history. You have a problem with your friend smashing your dad, and you're inviting her on a vacation after they both did you dog dirty, so she can come see your dad some more. So at this point, do you wanna just hear them in an RV getting that shit in, that nigga clapping doonies, or what? Are you upset at this bitch? Why do you keep reaching out to this girl where she keeps stepping on your foot, and worst of all, fucking your family members, your immediate family members?
So I'm like, yeah, bitch, like, you should just come because, like, I want you to come. Like, we could get drinky drinks on the beach. And she's like, well, I can't really drink. I said, what the fuck, you pregnant, bitch? And so she, in the camera, showing me her belly. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, and then she tried to make it seem like she didn't know who her baby daddy was. Like, she was like, oh, I don't know, it could be my son's dad, or it could be this older nigga that I'm
I gotta give her a W for storytelling. She is leading this story up with perfect elements to a good story.
Being
She's
real fucking discreet about it, right? So we go on. I asked my dad if she can come on the vacation with us, not knowing that my sister had already asked if her boyfriend could come, and he said no extra people, period. So
of course he gonna say no extra people. That's a shame. Look at it. Listen. He won't let his daughter, bring her boyfriend and bring her on the trip just because you want to fuck on girls your daughter's age. You selfish sack of shit. You selfish shit. What a horrible dad. Imagine telling your daughter, no, you can't bring your boyfriend because your sister, her friend, I want to fuck her. You weird ass nigga. New to yourself.
Then I asked, but he said yes to me. And come later on to find out, she called him and told him, like, tell her no because, like, you gonna blow up the whole spot. So, weird shit.
What you mean you gonna blow up the whole spot, bitch? He blew up the whole, fuck the spot. He blew up the belly. Ain't no time to be being secretive now, bitch. You're pregnant.
Then she ends up being able to go on the vacation with us, but I'm like, this nigga gonna be mad as fuck when we get to this fucking airport and you're pregnant. He gonna be like, why did you ask for your pregnant friends to come to the airport with me? Like, any other person would probably be pissed. So then he didn't say shit about it, like, almost like he knew. So I'm like, that's weird. Like, he didn't say shit. Like, and mind you, she's still acting like, oh yeah, that's crazy. Knowing whole time you carrying my little sister, boo. So
man, that's crazy. What's that like? Like, since that's your friend, she having your kid, she having your dad kid. What does that make that child? Did anyone know family dynamic? Was she an auntie sister? A santi? What the fuck is it? I don't even want to do the math. I don't want to do it. I'm trying to figure out what this baby will be labeled in the family dynamic. And we shouldn't have to do all these complex mathematics. If your dad will fucking keep his cock in his pants, or at least smash girls in his age group. And not girls. And if he doesn't want to smash girls in his age group and he likes younger women that are of age, date a fucking woman that's not related or had a childhood with your sister with your daughter in any fucking way.
And during these arguments, when she's like falling out with me, she's like, you're not my daughter's godmom. Like, it doesn't matter. You will not be around this baby like that. And that's because she knows, like, how attached I am to my godson. So she's trying to, like, use him as a bargaining chip. So then we got like,
nah, man, that ain't your godson no more. If that's your dad, you know what I'm saying? What? That's your sister. That's your sister, right? Right? Yeah, that's your sister. That ain't your god.
On vacation. They're acting
I'm so
weird
confused
the whole time.
trying to do this math.
Me and my dad end up getting in this big ass fucking argument because she had to sit in the trunk, and I'm like, why the fuck are you worried about what she's doing with her?
Your mama coochie gotta be bogus as hell for your dad doing all this right about now, man. You gotta tell your mom, look, I don't know what you need to do, but you gotta tap back into your prime or find a way to neuter dad because this nigga's out of hand. What's next? What's next? Is it gonna be another childhood friend that you was fucking with at elementary school that nigga saw in the Home Depot want to hammer that bitch coochie? Come on, man.
Son and her
dad,
baby and her belly.
Dad gotta chill
like,
out,
why
man.
are you being so careful about what the fuck she got going on when you don't care about your kids that are fucking here, weirdo? So then,
hey, some niggas don't care about their kids. They just want to fuck. They just got y'all because they was fucking. They don't really. Nurturing is not attached to that like it is for moms. You know what I'm saying?
End up falling out. He drops us all off at the airport at 10 in the morning. Our flights aren't till like 6, and we're all just sitting there. And we can't even check our bags in until it's...
No. My flight's at 6 p.m. and you drop me off at 8 a.m., you're going to have to cut my throat in order for me to leave the car. I wish a nigga would try to drop me off that early. You're going to have to beat my ass and knock me out cold and leave me at the airport, nigga. You got me all the way fucked up. Especially because you want to be funky because you got exposed for fucking girls your daughter's age. No, sir.
Certain times. So we're literally just sitting there while he's riding around Puerto Rico. So, mind you, the two people that got the audacity to be mad about anything for any of these situations are the two people at fault for anything.
Of course.
So my sister had ended up hearing her say, like, at the airport, like, I don't know why he does y'all like that, because he would never do that to me. Like,
and then she tried to flex up on the kids after she done stole your dad. Look, girl, if you don't tell her to put on them gloves and hit her with a Javante Davis uppercut, we gonna have a motherfucking problem. She disrespecting your legacy at this point. I mean, fuck your dad, he a bitch, but it's about honor. You gotta challenge that bitch to Mortal Kombat.
And then he said it to she said it to the sister that was not the one that keeps secrets. Like, that bitch gonna ask a question or two.
Tell her.
So,
this the sister we like. You too senile for me, baby. You ain't do nothing wrong, but you just a little bit too senile. We gotta step up the aggression.
I'm like, I hear about the information after the fact, and I'm like, that's weird, but I just don't think that my friend would do that. So,
oh my God, you still in denial?
We go home, and my mom, she's like, I had just found out I was pregnant, but this is 6 months, like, when she was 6 months at this time. So I just found out I was pregnant, and I'm like, oh wow, like, this is crazy. My mom took me to like an improv show, and so we're leaving out, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, like, Kayla's pregnant. And
hey, I ain't gonna hold you. That's just a whole sack of shit. I know you brought your mom in there later type shit, but she's an irrelevance to the story at this point. If mama could have did anything, she would have goddamn saved your dad from going down this dark motherfucking path. And let me tell you, there's a lot of wrong elements in this story, and there's a lot of confusion here, I feel like, and I feel like she should have just nipped that in the bud off rip and cut that bitch off. But let's get on to dad. You sick, nasty sack of shit. Any grown man that is willing to date or marry or get a girl pregnant that went to school with your daughter and is around your daughter's age is fucking weird, man. Get fucking neutered, all right? All you freaky ass dads out there thinking, oh, I'm 50 and I can still get girls pregnant. I'm gonna just shoot my loads before I get out of here, man. By the time your kid is 25, you're gonna be a fucking raisin. You're gonna disintegrate. So just focus on what you got now, raise your grandkids, and stop being a freaky fuck. Now that is gonna be the end of the video. If you like that, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. That'd be great. It's been your boy, the Big Reaper.